Hello friends, and welcome to another one of my allotment journals. If you're new here, hello, my name is Adela and this is my first growing season at my allotment, first growing season ever. But as it's still the first year, I still have a lot of clearing up to do at my allotment, and the area you can see behind me are the messy bits. So today I thought, it's very windy, you're about to fall in a bucket of water. I'm gonna hold it. So today I thought we will look at clearing this section right here, which is kind of like a crossroad between the paths on my allotment. So I've got the hut here, I've got the polytunnel right here, and where I'm standing right now used to be a greenhouse, no longer is, but I kind of use the middle area like a little landing, and then the section behind is where I'm going to have another vegetable patches, several of them, once I clean the ground, because at the minute it is still very messy and untidy and I need to save the soil. I do have one vegetable patch already there, which I have already managed to clean and started to planting in, but now I would really like to look at this section, which I call the courtyard. So if I'm talking about a courtyard in this video, this is what I'm talking about. This is my courtyard. Okay. So I'm gonna start on it today. I probably will not finish today, so I'm gonna continue filming for a few days. But today is also my fruiting vegetable day, so we might need to look at planting some fruiting veg in the ground, like courgettes and tomatoes, because they're starting to get a bit out of hands and out of their pots. So I think it's time to plant them in. Let's do it. So there was a lot of digging, and I think I'm finished digging for today. I still got that little batch over there to do, but I've done most of it. And actually I've changed my mind. I was gonna dig over the entire thing, but I realized how many roots there are from this invasive tree that's growing over there. So I'm just not gonna dig this bit. I'm just gonna weed it, and I'm gonna keep the wood chip there, and I'm just gonna top it up as well with some not fresh wood chip. I've got some last year's wood chip I saved on a pile over there, but it's very precious. It's a very small pile, and I've been literally saving it just for this section. But now let's do something else. This is a big tomato. I feel like this is a historic moment when the tomatoes go in. So it's been a couple of allotment visits since I've been filming and digging for that matter. The reason being we had a massive heat wave, and actually I just needed to focus on watering and planting things out because I didn't want them in the pots in the polytunnel anymore. So in the meantime, whilst I wasn't able to continue with my project, I managed to plant out tomatoes. Actually I put them in the ground in a polytunnel. I also planted out most of my courgettes, some gourds, pumpkins, gherkins. I think that's it. I also tried to put out a couple of cherry tomatoes outside, taking advantage of the heat wave, seeing if they can get established better in the heat. We'll see. But now it's an evening, the temperature is more manageable, so let's get on with the digging. Turns out that I don't have enough wood chip to cover the whole area, so I think that bit for the foreseeable future will just have to be cardboard, because I have no idea where can I get any more wood chip from for free. I'm definitely not buying it because it's a nightmare also getting it delivered to this allotment site. So yeah, I think this is it. So it's time to start making the courtyard area look a little bit pretty, but that's gonna be a job for another day. So this is day 3 of trying to make my courtyard area look pretty, and right now I'm just assembling my archway, which is gonna lead from the courtyard area into the wild bit of the allotment that I still need to clean. I've been actually here at the allotment already for about 2 or 3 hours, quite a long time today, but my neighbors were here so I wasn't able to film much. But I've done a lot in that time. I managed to weed a lot of beds. I managed to water everything with a hose. Today is fortunately not as hot day as the last 2 have been, but we're in for another couple of hot days from tomorrow. So I just wanted to give everything a proper soak, this time with a hose. And since I have the hose out, I'm also filling my water butts right now. The ones I've placed here in the courtyard the other day. What else did we do today? I managed to sow some seeds. I managed to sow some winter brassicas. Because I missed the boat last year with sowing seeds that would give me harvest over the winter and early spring. I could have done early spring, but I didn't know it was possible. And I was so silly last year. There were a few things I have sown in autumn, and if I've only let them in the ground, they would have been ready to pick in early spring, like my spring onions and my chard. But I just thought that it needs to complete the season before Christmas. So when it didn't grow much, I pulled it out of the ground. How silly of me. Now I know better. I'll be purposefully sowing some chard and spring onions in autumn and to leave them over the winter to harvest in the spring. But not talking about spring right now, talking about the winter. I wanted to make sure I've got some winter harvest as well. So I've sown today some Savoy cabbage. And I've also sown some cauliflower, which is actually spring harvest, but apparently it needs a long growing season. So I've done that. But I've got more cabbages at home, which will be sown later in the summer for spring harvest. And then we've just potted on a few plants. I've given some plants away today to my neighbor. That was good because I was running out of space in a polytunnel where to put everything. So he's taken quite a few of... I had just way too many aubergines. I don't think the aubergines are gonna grow whatsoever. But I'm just gonna trying it anyway. But he's also taken some of my excess pumpkins. some excess celery, a lot of things. But it's a good thing because, like I said, I have more space now. So I've put those winter brassica seeds there where I had those plants previously. And we've also potted on quite a few plants. My peppers are still very, very tiny. I've been trying to grow them from seed and they're just really, really tiny. But the heat wave has given them a bit of a growth spurt, I've noticed, in the last couple of days, which is great. So I've decided to... Oh no, this one doesn't fit properly. Oh, that's shit. Okay, this one's cheaply made and doesn't fit in the hole, so I'm gonna have to improvise somehow to make it work. Anyway, I've put it on my peppers because they've had a growth spurt in the last couple of days over the heat wave. So I decided to give them a bit more space and hopefully they're going to grow a little bit bigger. I've also put it on my cherry tomatoes, which I'm not sure where I'm gonna put at this point. I've got not enough space in the polytunnel, I think. Maybe I'll find a space for a few more, but not all of them. And that's pretty much it. That's all we did today, which is a lot. And yeah, I'm just gonna get this finished. This is a very badly made trellis. I have got 2 more trellises and I had them from a different supplier. They were better. This one, not good. It's already got an error, but it's from China and I can't easily return it to China. So I'm just gonna try and fix it up. So I need like a long, narrow one. Yeah, this will do. Ooh, also, I hope you can hear me better today because I realized my microphone wasn't working properly the last couple of sessions. So hopefully I've managed to fix that. And I've also managed to string up my tomatoes today, which is got me really excited. Okay, this one will be just kind of put in there like that because it just doesn't fit. Ooh. Okay, one water butt is full. On to the next one. So that's the archway area done. And now we're gonna plant it up. So I'm thinking a few flowers here and there. I'm going to put a calla lily down here because I got some free corms when I purchased some seeds with some company. I don't remember which company anymore in the winter. And I've put them in a pot and they're actually growing okay. So I'm gonna put them down there. Nasturtium's gonna go there. And then I'm gonna put a couple of gourds. And then I'm thinking some flowers down this border. But since I'm running out of battery, guys, I'm going to have to cut it here. So I'll show you what it looks like planted up in my next video. Although it will probably be still really sad, not really lush, but I'll show you anyway. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this vlog. And thank you for hanging around while I was trying to tidy up this courtyard. And next time we are probably gonna be looking at sorting out my polytunnel because I still need to put things in the ground on the other side, and in general just plant up as many things as I can. All right, see you next time.